What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about Korean drama. Korean dramas have been a huge thing recently, and people are really into it. So I've compiled a list with the best of the best streaming services you can get in Western countries, mostly the US and Europe. But I've talked about a couple of niche video streaming sites as well, and those are really the best ones you can get if you want to get into Korean drama, or if you're already a K drama fan but you haven't found the right service. I got you covered. Let's start with the big one, and that's Viki. Viki is basically the Netflix of Korean drama, the big name that everybody who likes the genre knows. And that's for good reason because Viki has some of the biggest names out there. I'm talking about stuff like Boys Over Flowers, Suspicious Partner, My Love from the Star, Descendants of the Sun, Strong Woman, Do Bong Soon. Those are some of the biggest names. I probably butchered all of them, but that's fine because I'm not American and I also butcher the English language. So equal opportunity for everyone, I guess. And the reason for that many subscribers is also pretty obvious because they are free. They are ad supported in their basic plan, which means you're gonna have to deal with commercials. But if you are fine with that, then just head on over to Viki and get all your Korean content for free. If you want to, you can spring for the basic 250 a month plan, which gets rid of all the ads, but you don't get HD. HD will run you about $4 a month or 49.99 a year, and then you get HD and also Chromecast support. So Viki is probably the one you want to start out with, but there are a couple of other ones that are really cool as well. The next one, probably most of you might know if you have ever dealt with Korean dramas, and that's Cocoa. Cocoa is another really big one because they have deals with a couple of the biggest Korean channels. We're talking about channels like KBS, MBC, and SBS, which are a couple of the big ones. Most users think that the content isn't quite on par with what Wiki has to offer, but they do have a couple of really big shows like Weightlifting Fairy, Into the World Again, Hurang, School 2017, and Running Man. Some of those are really huge. Also, something people have talked about is the user interface not being quite on par with Viki, so you might want to check that out and see if it works for you. Price wise, it's actually pretty expensive. It's gonna be about $7 a month, which is honestly for a niche streaming service a pretty hefty sum. But if some of your favorites are over there, you're probably gonna have to go with Cocoa. The next one might surprise you because it's not a niche site, but actually like the big dog, and I'm talking Netflix. And as with all types of content, Netflix has it all. And they have a bunch of exclusive shows as well. You probably won't find some of the more well known shows, but they do have, as I said, exclusives. And those are, for example, Black, Oh My Ghost, Stranger, Romance is a Bonus Book, and Boys Over Flowers, which are pretty well known overall. Maybe not quite the biggest titles out there, but they are of high quality and they have some of the more well known K drama stars as well. I probably don't have to tell you anything about Netflix itself. It's obviously not as cheap as the niche sites, but you get a lot more than just K drama out of it. The next one I want to talk about is also not specific to K drama as well, and that's Hulu. Hulu used to have a great selection. They don't quite have that anymore as much, but they still have a couple of titles that are really cool, like the Descendants of the Sun, which I have mentioned before, Shopping King Louie, and Incomplete Life, which are all pretty well-known names. Um, it's probably not your first choice if you're super into K dramas, but if you want to check it out and you already have a Hulu subscription, probably worth going over there. The next one is On Demand Korea, which is kind of a little different than the ones I've talked about before because it's mostly catered towards people from Korean descent, so they don't usually have subtitles, and you're gonna have to speak Korean to get the most out of the content. It's also $6.99, so it's not super cheap, but they do have a great selection. I'm a Mother 2, My Only One, Miss Ma, Nemesis, and Sunny Again Tomorrow, which are pretty good shows. So if you speak Korean, great. If not, probably avoid. Another big one, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is not particularly known as a platform for Korean drama, and you certainly don't want to get it just for that. But they do have a couple of shows that are pretty good, like The Beauty Inside, Devilish, Shrine, 100 Days, My Prince, which, as far as I know, most of them you can't get anywhere else easily. So if you're already subscribed to Amazon anyhow, then just head on over. Certainly, Amazon is worth it for a bunch of reasons. K drama is probably not the main one, but if you already have the subscription, nothing keeping you from going over there. Alright, so the next one is actually over here, YouTube. YouTube surprisingly has exclusive Korean shows. One particular would be Top Management, which has Astro star Cha Eun Woo and extra Seo Eun Soo. So that's a couple of names you might be familiar with if you're into K dramas. And you don't have to go anywhere else, just stick with YouTube. The next one is Asian Crush, which is actually a on-demand service, so you pay for what you actually watch. They are distributed across North America on cable and satellite through Telco, and it's available on most big platforms like Roku and Android, iOS, and so on. The last one is a pretty cool service that's unfortunately not available in North America, and that's Vio. So Vio is not available to North American or European audiences, so it might not be for you. It's available for Egypt, the Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong. So if you're from any of those countries, you probably want to check it out because it has a great selection, but unfortunately not really available in the West. But I did want to mention it because it's another big one that's not focused exclusively on the Eastern Asian market. So yeah, that's our choices. I hope you found something you liked, and head on over to videostreaminginsider.com for more information. As per usual, have a good day.